much this past week. My longest day was 13 hours, and this is not a sit at a desk job. This is a walk around pulling cards, moving boxes job. And I am tired and sore a lot. Honestly, today is Saturday, and I'm honestly recovering faster than I expected, so that's nice.
Yeah.
But work is probably going to continue to be hell for a while, but hopefully not as hell as this past week. It just wasn't very fun to wake up, eat breakfast, go to work, come home, eat dinner, go to sleep.
Yeah.
At least I had time for those meals, though.
That is good.
Um, but now it's the weekend and I can spend my time doing work I want to do mostly, like podcasting and working on my next video game project,
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
which we'll be announcing soon.
Very excited for it.
My week has it's been a bit weird in the at work. On the one hand, I've had some really wild compliments from several of not just my coworkers, but specifically like people above me at work. One of whom described me as like the gold example of like how to interact with patrons.
Nice.
And another saying, and I've had this compliment repeated a lot, that my voice when I have to do announcements is very good, which I like sounds so like professional and elegant, and I'm like, oh well, thank you.
You should podcast. You have a great voice.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. I'll have to consider that. So that's nice. But then I've also had to deal with a little bit of ableism. Specifically, there was one day where my day was almost completely tanked the whole way through because near the start, my supervisor, I asked her a question about something, and she was like, "Trish, I know that you're literal minded, but it's obviously this. Like you could just think this through." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. That made me feel like shit." Because yeah, I did consider that what she'd said could be the answer, but I'd also considered other possibilities. And if I had gone with what felt right and I turned out I was wrong, the answer would have been, well, Trish, you should have asked about this.
Yep.
And that is the eternal problem of when I don't ask, it's the wrong choice, but when I do ask, it's also the wrong choice. And I hate it.
It's real bad.
I also read in short succession 2 incredible fucking books, but in different ways. I read the newest Tasha Suri book, The Isle in the Silver Sea. Huge recommend. Unlike her Burning Kingdom series, this is a solo book as far as we can tell. No plans for... There's no obvious, like, oh, we need to continue this in a next book. Like, no, this is the end. And holy shit, one of the best fantasy books I've read in a while. Not only is it just, like, really good sapphic romance in a fantasy setting, but it's also using a fantasy setting to be like, it is very much about colonialism, and specifically British colonialism, and what it means to be considered a part of Britain when you are also intrinsically somewhat other, and the ways that the systems of power in that country react by trying to stamp you into the image that they have for what Britain is, even if restraining themselves in that way is choking the life out of the country. So, really fucking dense and good and really interesting themes. And then after that, I read I would say almost just as good, but not nearly as, like, thematically dense thing, which is a graphic novel by Mari Costa called Forgive Me Not. It is a cute little graphic novel that is about a girl, a seeming princess who turns out to be a changeling, a fae who is swapped with a human baby, and then the now adult human woman who she was switched with comes in to kidnap her, and they fall in love, and it's really cute. Very, very Princess Mononoke coded romance, but where they're both girls. If you like a romance where one of them holds a knife to the other's throat multiple times, this is for you.
Nice.
What about you, Sam? What have you been up to?
So, Scarlett is currently at Girl Scout camp with none of her parents, 90 minutes away, and that's nerve-wracking.
You stressed?
No, not really. Like, it's surprisingly not as stressful as it seems like it would be, but it is like every 5 seconds I think of something that like I need to ask Scarlett. Like earlier, I was looking for. I took Storm to Chuck E. Cheese today because he's been wanting to go for a long time, and I was looking for our cards with all her tickets on them to bring it. And I was like, where is it? Let me text Scarlett just because she'll probably know where it is. But she's in the woods and her phone is right over there. So wouldn't have helped me any. And there's just been several of those where it's like, it's so weird that Scarlett is not just here all the time. And it's wild. Other than that, my week was kind of yucky in a like existential sort of way. It's an unspoken prayer request. I don't want to go into go into it, but it was kind of a rough week, and I was super stressed about meeting a whole bunch of deadlines, both at work and for the podcast. And as you'll see later, I didn't hit this deadline very well. But so on Wednesday, I decided that I should use the ADHD superpower of procrastinating nose to the grindstone. And I hit basically every deadline that had consequences, besides just an episode of my podcast is not as good as it usually is, or sometimes is. And the secret sauce of how I did that is I finally raised my standing desk. Ever since I moved out my office out into the living room, I have put it on the standing desk so that I could do that and be healthy. And I never did that. So I finally opened it, set it up, and I am refusing to set it down so that like I won't want to stand up to goof off, basically. Like, why would I, if I'm going to goof off, why would I not be sitting on the couch or sitting down or something like that? And so because of that, it helps me focus and do the things I'm supposed to do. And it's been working really well. And it probably will make a lot of things feel great because sitting down all the time is super bad for you. And all of my hobbies involve me sitting down in the same exact chair. So yeah, other than that, I can't really think of anything pertinent. I haven't played any cool video games or done anything besides stress and stand up. So that's my week.
That's you.
You know who else is stressed and is standing up? I don't know.
Who?
Someone in
Genuinely.
Digimon.
Who?
Someone in
talking
Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. So yeah, let's listen to some music and then we'll talk about the game this week. Nokia and Omnimon call the group and they ask them to meet up in K Cafe so they can discuss the next steps. The 5 remaining Royal Knights all hate us real bad, so there's no more hope of turning any over. We have 5 people we got to go fight. And we should probably fight them soon before they enact their big plan and they team up and destroy the world, because fighting 5 Royal Knight level people at the same time is probably a bad idea. The only problem is that we don't know where anyone is except for Examon. Yuuko says that she backtraced Rie's IP address, and it said that she was in Odaiba, which is where Examon is. So if we go to fight Examon, maybe, if we're lucky, we'll get Crusadermon too, and that'll work. Everyone thinks this is a good idea, and Nokia brings up the best plan in the entire world, the do whatever feels right in the moment plan. And everyone loves it. So we head off to Odaiba, where Examon is. And Odaiba is fucked, yo. And not in the digital way that everything has been fucked up for a while, but like on fire and broken fucked up, like post-apocalyptic fucked up. Kyoko says that the digital shift energy is fluctuating wildly in that area, and Suedo previously said that by manipulating the digital shift, they could control eaters, so he might be attempting to control the eater inside of Examon, and therefore Examon himself, which would blow, so we should stop it if possible. We rush towards Examon, but Crusadermon is already there. Yuuko confronts her and asks if she's really Rie, and Crusadermon says that not only has she been Rie the entire time, but she's been on a vendetta to rid the world of Eden the whole time, and started with its creator, Yuuko's dad. She then says that she's surprised that any human, let alone Suedo, would be powerful enough to manipulate the Eaters the way that she's currently doing. So she calls out to Examon to rile him up and attack us, and Totina is like, oh shit, I spec'd my one and only Digimon into vaccine type to get through the entire dungeon dungeon that was all Megadramons, so I'm not ready to fight a data type Royal Knight. So then, swooping in to help us, our friendly Royal Knights all say, don't worry, we have good party composition, so we'll help you. Magnamon asks if we've seen the boy who has been evading his capture, but we say no. But let's not talk about Arata of all people right now. There's a giant fucked up dragon to fight. Because of my aforementioned vaccine spec, Examon kills me in 2 hits and I game over.
Why are you playing like this? I genuinely don't understand.
It doesn't take me that long to respec things because I have the infinite money on, and in the...
Hearing you rush to explain yourself is the funniest thing in the fucking world.
And I have the mod on where the shop sells EXP items, so I just go, I buy my way into the thing. It takes me like 4 minutes to redo it. I'm not playing the mod anymore that made it hell. I'm playing just my own. I want to see if I can fight all of these bosses with a level appropriate single Digimon.
Okay.
So I game over. So I go and level up a virus type so that I can stand a chance. And then it turns out that this battle is a forced loss. I just needed to survive 2 turns, and I died in 1 turn. So I did not succeed. Fuck me. The Royal Knights say that Examon is just too damn strong, so they'll need to come up with some other plan to stop him. Gallantmon is injured from the Force Lost, and Omnimon checks on him to see if he's okay to chase after Examon, but Arata says nope and data drains him with his Eater arm, completely absorbing his data and his power. He says some psycho anime boy shit about this being the power he's been searching for, and Totina and Nokia and Omnimon and Magnamon and Ulforce Feedramon just watch him do this, and they watch him leave, and they make no effort to stop him whatsoever. Like it's canon that Ulforce Feedramon is like the fastest Digimon of all time, and this is just some dude, and he just sits there and lets him kill Gallantmon. But this distraction was enough to give Examon and Crusadermon the chance to get away. Omnimon, depressed that his boyfriend got eaten, suggests a tactical retreat, so we head back to the agency. At the agency, Totina stretches her neck a full 180 degrees to watch the TV when there's plenty of room on the other couch. And the news says that Examon is attacking all of Tokyo kaiju style, and everyone should stay inside and wait for further instruction. Kyoko says that while this looks dire, Examon has shitty gas mileage and can only do Godzilla for a little bit before he has to go and rest and recharge on the digital ley lines. But if we were able to shut off the digital ley lines, Examon would be weak and we would have a chance. Kyoko says that the ley lines, which we have established are energy conduits in the real world, overlap in a spot in Kowloon, which is in Eden. She says that the smart thing would be to wait until the group can recover from the Examon fight, but she forgets that Totina and Yuuko have gay audacity on their side, so they're going to head to Kowloon themselves and stop Crusadermon and deactivate the ley lines. So Totina and Yuuko establish that their destination is the back of Kowloon level 5, so Totina heads to Kowloon level 4, where an NPC won't let her go to level 5. See, Totina had to go back to Galacta Park on level 1 so that Yuuko can call her and say that she's late and needs to hurry to go to level 5, and then the NPC moves and we can go there. And the scene where Yuuko calls you is one text box, and all she says is, "You're late, I went on without you, come to level 5. I don't know why they didn't let us just go there immediately.
I don't know either.
So we get on the elevator and we head to level 5, but there is no entrance to level 5. There's just a wall in front of the elevator. We call it to Yuuko, who out of nowhere is trying to act like Totina isn't her wife, and Totina is just as confused as I am.
Yeah, I
This was so mystifying.
I had a break in time between the last scene and starting this, and I was like, did I forget something that happened?
No,
She's like, why would I act like I'm your friend or something? Like I care about you. I'm like, bitch, you pull me away to go take you out to restaurants like multiple times. I hope we're dating.
Also, I mean, I don't want to like hold this over your stuff, but I have saved your life.
Yeah, several times. I was the one who was like emotionally there for you when you basically went and pulled the plug on the last thing you have about your brother. Like we've had a very emotional connection. What do you mean you've never been my friend?
We've been through a lot.
So then Suedo's bitch ass appears and he asks if we're upset about Arata, and Yuko's like, "No, I'm upset about my dad, who gives a shit about Arata."
The correct response.
Absolutely. He explains how he gave Arata eater powers and that he learned how by watching Totina save Yuuko from the eater. Yuuko asks why he helped Crusadermon this whole time, and he's like, I thought she was nuts, not a Digimon. But Crusadermon is attempting to destroy the world, and Suedo has a problem with that because he wants to evolve the world. So the enemy of my enemy is a weird-ass guy, and this weird-ass guy brought his laptop into the VR video game that everyone is playing, and he can make the wall disappear by hacking it. And we go into the most annoying dungeon in the game.
Mm-hmm.
In design, this dungeon isn't so bad. In fact, a very similar dungeon, we talked about how much we loved it in Lufia 1. However, the execution ruins it. So each path has two ways you can go, and one of them is the wrong one, and if you go in the wrong one, you fall in the pit and you have to start the section over. But in execution, it takes like an entire second to animate the hole opening, then another second to animate falling in the hole, another second to load into the next zone, a second to animate you falling into the next zone, then another second before the game gives you control back, and then you have to go on the teleporter and teleport back, which is another like 3 or 4 seconds. It's probably not an entire second each time, but it feels like 30 minutes each time.
It reminds me the most of not that part of Lufia. Instead, it reminds me of that one part in Final Fantasy II where there are these fuck you rooms where if you enter them thinking it might be something cool, instead it just like you're just now in the middle of a room where the random encounter rate is once every tile.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Those
like
rooms are weird.
they're weird, and they're such a like. I get this is supposed to be like a haha, we tricked you, but that was just a door. I just thought it was going through a fucking door. And similarly, it's just like, oh, this wouldn't be so bad if it didn't take so long every time you made a mistake.
Yeah, and the room it teleports you to is like the Final Fantasy room. It has a way jacked up random encounter rate, and because it teleports you there, if you have high security on so that you don't get encounters, it turns it off because that turns off on teleporters. So fuck you. You just have to fight shit there. It's stupid. So at the end of the dungeon, we arrive at the Nexus Point, where the energy signature we are picking up is not Crusadermon, but Craniumon, who is ready and willing to kick our ass some more. Suedo steps in and tries to end this diplomatically, as in trying to get Craniumon to join his secret third side of the conflict that wants the synthesis ending from Mass Effect 3. But Craniumon is too dumb to get it, and he gets mad and fights us, so Suedo runs and hides like a little bitch.
Craniumon does not like the color green.
No,
he doesn't want
absolutely
the green
not.
ending.
So after the fight, Craniumon dies, and Suedo says, "Aw, damn it, that's a waste." Yuuko calls him out for manipulating them into trying to get a royal knight on his side, and he's like, "What? Little old me? Tee-hee?" Yuuko asks him if he cooperated with the killing of her father, and he says no. Her father was the only person at Kamashiro he admired, in like a very because he's always been a weirdo and speaking in weirdo voice, and he gets like very serious and delivers the line straight. It's like, no, of course not. Like, your dad rules. I'm a crazy guy all the time, but I want you to know I'm serious about that. Your dad was awesome. Everybody else fucking sucks.
Do you know who he reminds me of a little bit? From Fullmetal Alchemist? He reminds me of Kimberly.
I don't remember any characters by name from that anime.
The guy who turns people into bombs.
Okay.
Because his whole thing in the manga and in Brotherhood is that he has an extremely weird perspective and moral code, but it is consistent and he can develop respect for people.
Yeah, basically that. Yuuko asks if he didn't kill her father. The other important, I guess, thing is what's going on with Arata. And he's basically like, I'm not telling. Only Arata gets to have his memories back, and the characters don't put it together yet. So we disable the Nexus, and Examon is now powered down and able to be fought. But back at the agency, Kyoko says that we need to wait until Examon's temper tantrum is over so that he'll be powered down, and now he can't power back up, and we'll be able to fight him then, so we need to do some side quest first. Yuuko apologizes for pretending to be mad, and Totina is like, okay, I have no idea what was going on, so it's easy for me to ignore it, because what the fuck was happening?
I'm not really offended so much as confused.
Yeah. Then the side quests are a little long, and in the end, not that important. I didn't think either of these subplots needed a resolution, but we spend a good 30 minutes doing it, so the occult team comes to investigate some happenings at Nakano Broadway. And there's a bunch of rumors about like a three-legged man who's tippity-tappeting all over the things, and they go to investigate all of them. In the end, it turns out to be this old guy. And they're like, oh, well, it was just this old guy this whole time. Ghosts weren't real here, but we're still going to go find ghosts everywhere else because there's literal monsters everywhere. Why would ghosts not be real? So then at the end of that one, the old guy is in K Cafe. As part of it, we find out that this old guy comes to K Cafe early every morning. And in K Cafe, he sees Pete for the first time, and he calls out, Miko. And then Pete's like, no, I'm not Miko, I'm Pete. See ya, gotta get out of here.
Don't detonate me.
So we then do a case where we figure out Pete's whole deal. He was the old guy's pet cat that got its data absorbed into a Wanyamon way back with the tube computer, and he's been.
To be clear, when you say that, it sounds like someone Cask of Amontillado this fucking cat.
It kind of does. I think it's kind of implied that that's what happened. And so, long story short, it's not super important. You have to help Pete get their memories back and remember hanging out with the old guy. And then the twist at the end is that maybe the old guy was literally actually a ghost, and maybe Pete was also a ghost this whole time. This game is just like, yeah, Digimon cyber tech stuff. Ghosts are very real, and this is very serious. You need to pay attention to that. So. After we do those side quests, we get a call from Arata, and he tells us to come to Odaiba and make sure that we aren't followed.
Why would we do this? Why would we do this? Why would we listen to this man?
So we head there by ourselves to the obvious villain of the piece, and he's already eating a small eater with his data drain arm. And he says that since we're here, we should take care of the big guy first before any of our friends show up. He asks Totina if he's scared of or for him, and that it's really just that he's hungry all the time. He doesn't want this power to be evil, but he wants to fulfill a promise that he had made and that he just remembered, and he needs to be stronger to be able to fulfill that promise. So let's fight Examon so Arata can eat it, instead of Totina being like, this is a bad idea. Let me call my friends and we'll stop you. No, I'll help you eat this giant fucking dragon, whatever. So now that he's not invincible and it's not a forced loss, we kill Examon, no problem. Afterwards, Arata says that Examon is too big to eat after all, and he tells Totina that he's aware that Suedo is probably using him, but he doesn't want to think for himself anymore. After all, he is just a kid, so he should just go along with what the grown-ups say, and then he backflips away like a little bitch.
I can't stand this motherfucker.
I know he's going to have a redemption arc in the next 2 chapters that we play. I know he's going to not be the final boss, and I know we're not going to kill his ass, and it makes me so upset.
Same.
Because he does not deserve redemption.
Not at all.
Here's the thing is, I think there's a way to do a good redemption arc. I just don't believe the way they have been writing him tells me they don't understand how to make a good redemption arc with this character. It's the fucking Kylo Ren problem.
Yeah. You can't speak about the sequel trilogy in front of me. I almost went off on an hours-long tangent.
I still haven't seen episode 9. I don't know anything about Kylo Ren getting
You're the
redeemed.
luckiest human being on the fucking planet.
Yeah, episode 8 has a perfect ending to the series, and so
it does.
It's fine to just stop there. So, back at the agency, Kyoko says that Arata is approaching the power of Royal Knight incredibly quickly, and we should consider him an active threat and not a friend, and not answer his fucking bidding in the middle of the fucking night and not telling anyone. Yuuko calls and says that she has found Crusadermon's energy signature in Akihabara, so we should meet her there and go beat this pink bitch down. So we head there, and sure enough, Crusadermon is waiting for us. Yuuko is like, "You killed my father. I'll never join you." LOL. There was a Star Wars reference in my notes 4 minutes after it came up organically. Crusadermon is like, actually, it was Rie who did all that. All on her own. She wanted to kill your dad. I just didn't stop her because I want to kill humans, especially humans that are connected to you. Yuuko and Yugo Kamashiro, Nokia Shiramine, Arata Sanada, and Totina Freshetta. So the gang finally realizes that the kids with the familiar haircuts are in fact the 5 protagonists of our game. And they went to the digital world 8 years ago and brought the eaters with them, and then they got their memories blocked just like Yamashina's memories. But the past doesn't matter, only the future matters, and the future is a world without humans, so we should fight. After we kill her, she puffs puffs away like she was a hologram or something, laughing maniacally. Totina thinks that that's weird, but she also doesn't see Yuko around, so obviously nothing bad is happening, and Yuko just must have left already. So I'll just take this dark hallway that wasn't here before. Surely that'll get me out of here nicely. It instead leads to the it's really cool. It takes you to Kowloon, back when Kowloon was the Eden starter area. So it's the Kowloon dungeon with the Eden starter area,
It's
for lack of a better word, tile
really
set.
cool.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
So when she gets there, Totina relives her memories about what happened back then, and she like takes the role of herself. So like all of the little kids like point like, "Oh hey, Totina," and Totina's just like, "Oh hey, y'all." And so she goes along with them, and the kids are like, "Oh, this place is awesome. I want to be here forever. This is the best thing in the entire world." And then Totina hears someone crying out for her. And I don't know if she was hearing someone crying from the digital world because she then opens a portal to the digital world, or if she was hearing like someone calling out for her from outside of this memory space that she's in. I don't know. She's like, weird, someone's crying out for me. Oh well, let's this hole that we see in the sky in front of us, let's open it up and go to the digital world. Meanwhile, back in Akihabara, the digital shift ends that we were in fighting Crusadermon, and Yuko is all by herself. And worse, Totina's Digivice goggles are on the floor, and there's no other sign of Totina. Yuko takes the Digivice back to the agency, and Nokia is not phased. She's like, Totina has disappeared for weeks on end several times before. And Kyoko is like, yes, but this time her Digivice is here and doing the. I haven't explained how I'm able to do this, but doing the way that I can sense Digimon's power signatures, I can tell some shit is going on, and we need to go and get her. So Nokia, you take this Digivice and you be the main character for an entire chapter. Congratulations to Trish. It's your dream come true.
It is just, you don't know how happy I was. I was like, oh, it's my birthday, apparently.
So Yuko and Nokia head to Kyoko tells them that there's a some sort of energy signature that they should go and check out that's in Kowloon. And when they go there, they're also in the version of Kowloon that has the entryway stuff. They got there somehow too. So they're talking back and forth like, I feel like I remember this place, but I don't think I remember this place. I don't know what's up. This is obviously Kowloon. There's random battles here now, which there wasn't for Totina, and that sucks. But we have Totina's Digimon, so it's fine. And so they head into the dungeon to find Totina. So as Nokia and Yuko approach Galacta Park, they see Totina, but she's the little kid faceless Totina with her haircut. And so with Nokia and Yuko watching what's happening, we then see the scene continue from Totina's earlier. So the hole that Totina opened, maybe she held her hand up like she was connect jumping and then it opened. So I'm guessing she opened it. I don't know. But they're like, knock it off. We shouldn't go in there. Like, this is a bad idea, but boys are bad influences, and they convinced the three girls to walk through this giant portal anyways. And I mean, to their credit, they're playing a virtual reality video game for basically the first time anyone has. How do they know that there's not random dungeons in this video game?
I really like that in this flashback, Yuko and Nokia seem very close to each other in a way that, again, the game has been, I don't think intentionally, but has been very shippy with these girls.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just adding to it, and I love it. Also, it's just so fun playing as Nokia and getting to explore this really fucked up flashback.
So the kids walk through the portal and they head into the digital world, and Nokia and Yuko are like, let's go too. That's probably where Totina is. This shit's weird. But before they hop in, the ghost of the pale boy, aka Yugo, shows up. And this is the first time in the game that Yuko has run into him, because the game wanted us to think it was Yugo the whole time, because it was Yugo the whole time, but it wasn't the Yugo we thought it was the whole time. And so Yuko can talk to her brother face to face for the first time, and he explains that when you get eaten by an eater, you're not completely eaten, you just get absorbed into the eater network, and him trying to get out of that eater network is why the eaters have been attacking so much lately, because he comes to try and get into Eden, and the Eaters follow him into Eden. That's why he was the harbinger of the Eater showing up, because he basically is an Eater. So they have a little reunion, and Nokia asks Yuuko for a hug, and that's important. And so then they walk through and they head into the digital world. Meanwhile, back at the agency, Kyoko is like, oh shit, I've lost track of them too. Well, I guess it's time. And she stands up ominously, and I'm very excited for the end of that cutscene.
She stands up omnimously.
So I love that. Speaking of Omnimon, in the game, Omnimon is a very important character, and Crusadermon is a very important character, and they both have Japanese names that are different basic English words. So it's not hard to see every time their name pops up and Nokia's like Omnimon, and her voice actor says Omegamon, or when they're talking about, oh shit, it's Crusadermon, they're like, it's Lord Nightmon, and it's very funny. Like, it's most of the time you don't even notice because Japanese speaks so fast, but these are just English words, so you can hear the fact that it doesn't match up, and it's very fun.
I hadn't noticed. That's weird.
I hadn't either. That's neat.
So, inside the digital world, Nokia meets Agumon and Gabumon for the first time, and it's very cute. They're picking fun at each other's names because they're stupid. And then over on the other side of the area, all the other kids get partner Digimon too, except they're not important right now. So they're just unnamed basic blobs. But Arata does have the in training form of the one that he has been using the whole game. So maybe his came back and that's why he has one. I don't know. That's it. That's the most I can say about the Digimon. So they're doing episode 1 of the Digimon anime stuff of, oh my god, everything's so weird here, let's go on an adventure, yada 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 yada.
It was very Digimon Adventure episode 1.
Yes.
Affectionate.
They play around for a bit and they're like, this is cool, we got to come here again, but this beta period was only for like an hour or whatever it was, so we need to head out so that we can go back. But then, like, this was awesome, we'll bring everyone back so they can meet our new friends. So they're headed back towards the entrance, but then out of the entrance comes an Eater. Yuuko offers to distract it so that everyone can get away, and he runs away, and the Eater chases after him as everyone hops through. The last person to hop through is Arata, who, like, before everyone jumped out, they were like, oh my god, Yuuko, he's like away from us. We gotta help him somehow. And Arata's like, the whole point is that he was making a distraction so that we could get out of here. This is just a video game. We're all going to wake up and it's going to be okay. We need to go so this thing doesn't hurt us. So he convinces the girls to jump through right as the Eater sits on Yuuko. Importantly, does not eat him, sits on him. And right as Arata turns back to like do one last check after it's like, oh, he's gone, he's been eaten or whatever, he sees Yuuko like reaching to try and get out because he wasn't eaten yet, and Arata doesn't like that fact. So back in Eden, the kids are all freaking out, but Arata is again like, this is a video game. We're all going to wake up. We're going to take our VR goggles off. Everything's going to be fine. Yugo's going to be there with us, and everything's going to be okay. And as we know, it was not okay. He never got up from that. So Nokia and Yuuko are like, oh my god, this was so tragic. I can't believe, like, my brother basically killed himself for us, and then I erased the memories. Like, that's fucked up. And Crusadermon is like, it is fucked up because you guys fucking suck.
This was my exhibit A, why humans are garbage and deserve everything bad that's happening. And I'm like, I don't know, girl. I don't know if I agree.
So Crusadermon says some villain shit. It doesn't really matter. She's like, I'm gonna kick all your asses and going to enjoy it while I do, and summons a whole bunch of Eaters to attack the girls while they're defenseless. And then we get an FMV of Kyoko back to the futuring in her car.
It's fucking wild.
So fucking good. The whole time she's like giving the anime hero monologue to herself, and her lips are moving. She's not just thinking it. She is monologuing out loud to herself about how she's awesome and she's going to believe in the future. And she back to the futures and like goes into a digital portal, and as she does, her and the car apparently transform into Alphamon. And it's important that it's Alphamon, and that's why I brought up Omegamon earlier, because they're opposites in the lore.
That makes sense. Not clear in the localization.
No, it's one of those things where like Alphamon was added so far later that like when you're translating Digimon the movie, you're like Omnimon because he's like omni powerful. That's a good name for him. Omnimon is fine, but then but the reference gets lost.
Yeah. It's like the thing with the Digimon King you brought up ages ago.
Back in the digital area, because they're not in the digital world and they're not in Eden, but they are in some place that looks like Tron. The girls are all like, what the hell is going on? And Totina's there. And it was very funny for me because this is a model of Totina without her Digivice on her, without her goggles on, because Nokia has them. And because of that model wasn't swapped out for Rina in my playthrough. So I just saw literal actual Totinos for the first time, like ever since the opening, and it was very funny because then she goes to put them on and it just instantly changes her entire look to then be Rina, and it's awesome. So but I got a little ahead of myself. So she's there, and the girls are like, "What the heck? What's going on?" Crusadermon's like, "What? Where did all my eaters go? They were supposed to eat you." And then Alphamon, Kyoko, shows up and is like, "Don't worry, I'll protect you." And they're like, who the fuck are you? Why would you protect us?" And Crusadermon recognizes Alphamon. No, these two text boxes can conflict. This text box says, "You dare interfere with me?" And the next one says, "I don't know who or what you are, but get out of my way." Then why did you say you? Like
because this game's localization is busted. But
Very
no,
busted.
Crusadermon has no idea who Kyoko is.
Yes. Crusadermon, because she doesn't know who Alphamon is, tries to recruit him or her to join her and kill all of the Digimon. And Alphamon is like, no, I have also taken a human host and I acted as one of them, but I like humans and I don't want them to be purged from existence. That's kind of stupid. Crusadermon says humans are filth and they pollute the world of the Digimon just as they pollute the real world. And she's like, take for example, the woman whose body I stole, she's fucking evil. And Alphamon is like, she is, but that's her whole deal. That's not humans themselves.
I also, can we just say, every time she's like, she was so evil, but she'll also be like, I do love the like evil personality traits I got from her. It does rule to be bad. And I'm like, I mean, girl, I get it. It's hot girl shit, but also don't put that on the rest of humanity.
Mm-hmm. So Crusadermon is going off about how much she loves being evil, and Alphamon is like, such words are not up to the noble standards of the Royal Knights. And Crusadermon is like, how the hell do you know about the Royal Knights? And Alphamon's like, I don't know anything, but I'm done answering questions. I'm here to kick your ass. So then Alphamon turns back to the girls and is like, well, girls, calls them by their full names. Shall we do what we've been trying to do together for a long time and kick the shit out of Crusadermon? And they're like, who are you? We don't know you. And Alphamon is like, well, maybe I should make you my special cup of coffee with like dog shit in it or whatever. And they're like, oh my God, it's Kyoko. That's the coolest thing in the world. So then we fight Crusadermon for the first time with the help of Alphamon. And Alphamon is real strong and it goes down real easy. But then Yuuko is like, hey, revenge is a really good thing actually, and all of the things that I've arrived at in all of my subplots are the wrong thing. So can I please kill my dad's murderer? And Alphamon is like, absolutely, go ahead. So we finish the second half of the fight with Yuuko.
And I don't know why everyone isn't fighting together.
Yeah, it's very stupid.
I mean, I know it's because the battle system only supports one guest character at a time.
That's
but
not true. You could have two guest characters at a time.
We've had Agumon and Gabumon. So
That's true.
they could have given one to Alphamon and one to Yuuko and set of Nokia out, but we fought with Omnimon all the time, so that would be fine if we were just with the other ones. But no, we take turns. We're very polite. Crusadermon obliges and waits while we discuss. So, after the fight, Crusadermon is down and weak, and she and Alphamon have some words. And Alphamon is like, "What are the Royal Knights planning? Like, what was your whole deal? Where's Leopardmon? He's like the next biggest threat. We got to take him out." And Crusadermon says that Leopardmon is using all of the stuff that Crusadermon has been doing, setting up the digital line and the Paradise Lost plan and all of that stuff to absorb all of the power from the digital ley lines so that he'll be strong enough to destroy the human world and all of the eaters from the digital world in one fell swoop. Yuuko comes up to like spit on her as she dies, and a really cool thing where Crusadermon starts speaking in Rie's voice happens, and she
I
goes
love
off
it.
like, she's like, oh my god, like little Yuuko, yada yada yada, and starts to like try and badmouth Yuuko, and Yuko's like, fucking shut up. You speak baby talk and it's fucking embarrassing. And it's very good.
Yeah, no, and it's for both, because then she's also like, "Oh, Yuko, I've always hated your bullshit. I couldn't stand you for even a second. Bye." And it's just like them getting to say they fucking hate each other before they die. It's so good.
It's so good. So Kyoko says to that they need to head back to the agency so they can regroup. She obviously has some explaining to do, but they'll do all of that explaining over a cup of her renowned wasabi coffee. And to make it special, she'll add in anchovies and hot sauce this time. And Nokia's like, "Ooh, gross! Take the wasabi out." And that's the
I
end of
love
the chapter.
It's so good.
So let's listen to some music, and then we'll talk about our memorable moments from this portion.
I thought it was so cool that they found a way where they could have Nokia be the main character for a bit, even though, but we still have mechanically the same stuff going on, so it's not like, oh, now we have to play with just Omnimon for a while or something. I thought that was really cool.
It
And
was very
then
cool.
she's playable for like 15 minutes. I was very disappointed.
Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
didn't
I
get to
also
like
wish I had more.
explore and interact with NPCs and do side quests and stuff. It's just like one tiny dungeon.
did you attempt to do side quests with Nokia and
Yes.
see what she says at the whiteboard? She's like, "Oh, this is how the detectives do it. This is too complicated. I don't want to look at this." And you just she just
That's
walks
a
away.
similar thing.
Pretty
If
good.
you have her go up to the TV, she's like, "Oh," she like reaches out. She's like, "I wish I could connect jump." I can't jump into TVs like her though. Also, the side quest, not really a side quest, but the thing going on with when you're doing other stuff for Royal Knight stuff,
Mhm.
where Rena and the one who go fast and
All four Speedramon.
Alphonse Digimon, and then like or something like her being like, no, I'm gonna show you around. I'm gonna take you to good restaurants where it'll be great. And that's like the solution.
I love them so much.
Listen, I'm not gonna name names. I don't want to be mean. Someone on Tumblr though, I was looking for Rena stuff, and I found someone be like, "Wow, is Rena like this in her original game? Because she's so annoying and awful." And I'm like, "Wow, you have terrible taste."
Absolute terrible taste.
She's the fucking best. She kicked a mega level Digimon in the face.
Her and Marcus Damon should team up and just go punch a bunch of Digimon. I'd watch the shit out of that show.
Agreed. Also, I just did. So there's a side quest, that is technically in chapter 18, where, you have to. There's a new CD coming out for this artist called Princess. Finally, not another side quest about that one motherfucker. Um, and this nerd is like, I want to get this new CD, but to get it, there's a promotion going on, and you get to meet her, but you have to. It involves Digimon. I don't know anything about Digimon, and it's you have to go find a bunch of baby Digimon in different areas to get them to stamp your card, and you go through all these things, and there's a bunch of little bits to it. It's a little bit of a longer quest, and then when you finish it, you could be like, it's like, yes, now I can finally get it. And you can be like, excuse me, I worked for that. I get this, and you start fighting over who actually gets the reward, and it's really fucking funny.
That's very good. Speaking of funny, so the scene in the K Cafe at the beginning, Omnimon proves that you can make a royal knight out of two goofballs, but you can't take those two goofballs out of the royal knight. And he gets so excited. Like Nokia's like, we'll just fucking try our best, and Omnimon's like, brilliant, amazing, nothing wrong with this. We're going to go do it. And then a little bit later after that, they're like, oh, Totina tells them about Arata and all the stuff that happened. And Nokia's like, well, that's horrible. He's a horrible person. She also says he's attractive, but I don't care. And then she's like, well, we got to go show him what's what. Everyone's going to punch him. Everyone's going to get one punch. Omnimon, punch him as hard as you can. And Omnimon says, okay, mistress, I will punch him as hard as I can. I will punch him with all of my might. And then at the end of that scene. And then at the end of that scene, it turns out it was Omnimon's idea to meet up at K Cafe because he had always just been on Skype all of the other times that we've been at K Cafe, and he wanted to just join us this time. He's like, it looked really cool. I wanted to be with you guys.
I love Omnimon. Also, more gameplay than story or character thing. So I've been doing a lot of because I finished this section now, like, got almost a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, something like it. It feels like it's been a million years, and I've had it set aside waiting, and so, but I also have been like trying to grind up, and I tried to fill out my Digimon equivalent of the Pokedex a little bit, and I've been doing things in the process, accidentally discovering new hot women Digimon I didn't know existed to add into my party. I didn't know who Dianamon is. Then I got her, and I was like, well, she's going in the party.
Yeah.
She has Goodnight Moon.
Yeah. I have very good news for you about Digimon Time Stranger. Dianamon is a very important character in that game.
That rules. Her design's actually really fun. But aside from that, because I've been doing a lot of grinding, the mirror dungeon I've been grinding in the most is the weird fucked up version of that one, like, I don't remember the name of it now, but it's like the backstreets sorta area. It has unlike technically the memory dungeon of what used to be the beginning of Eden. Oh, it's Akihabara Digital Shift is the one I was talking about. The beginning of Eden one technically has like every fight is with ultimate level, but the Akihabara one has some ones in there who have drop a fuck ton of EXP, and they also drop really good items. Specifically, Prince Mamamon or something like that. He can drop the billionaire one.
Yep.
He can also drop, like, some of the drops here, you can get the researcher one, the one that increases item drops. So I put the one that increases item drops on my party, and as I spend so much time grinding in here, I have like 7 billionaire USB accessories, and so I have like almost 2 million yen now.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's cool. Also, I now have, Mastamon, who is the DNA Digivolution of Lady Devimon and Angelamon. She's very hot. I'm really sad her signature move isn't as good as I thought it was, because its text says reduce HP of all foes by 25%, and I thought, whoa, that's great. 25% of their max health? No, their current health, not their max health.
It's gravity.
It's just yeah, no, not as good. She's still cool though, good to have. But then I have Ophanimon, who is the like mega level of Angelwomon. Yes, she's very good. One of them, yes.
It's her virus type one, because Kari's Kari's whole thing is fucked up. So she gets two.
No, Ofanimon is a vaccine, not a virus.
Oh, she has vaccine?
Yeah.
Well, the way that she acts in Digimon Try, I was guessing virus, but
Okay. But then I also got very recently Lilithmon, who is
Hell
the
yeah.
humanoid Lady Devimon Mega. I've
Yeah.
not seen a Digimon this boobalicious ever. Holy shit. God, I aspire. When people ask me, say, like, Trish, you already have a fairly big size chest. Why do you want to get like a boob? Like, why do you want to get bigger boobs surgically? And I go, because I want Lilithmon boobs. I want that.
yeah. For those of you who might be listening to this in the car, so you can't Google it right now, Lilithmon is a goth Lulu from Final Fantasy X.
She's
Lulu was already goth, but this is if you made Lulu more goth. That's where
more
you
goth
get
and also has 4 wings, 2 of which
Yeah.
are like angel wings, 2 of which are bat wings, and then she has horns coming out of her head.
Yeah, she's great.
She's fantastic. Also, she has one of my favorite words on her special move. It's int penetrating.
Hell yeah.
I have discovered int penetrating special moves are the most OP shit in this game.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I have both an Omnimon and an Omnimon Svort in my rotation because I want to be able to use, what's it called? Blue Blaster, but fucked up multiple times when I'm fighting virus types.
Yeah.
I've also been, because again, I'm trying to like fill out everything. I've been a guess Bernard has not run into this Digimon or really gotten this one yet. There is a Digimon who's very important from Frontier, one of my favorite underappreciated Digimon seasons. Lucamon, who's Digimon Lucifer, who you might notice as the Digimon that is like a darked out like option for a lot of Digimon to digivolve into, and the requirements are ridiculous for a rookie. Like he's just a rookie, but he is obscenely strong. And I got to him, but then he has, of course, his awesome Mega Form, which is the Digivolution requirements for that are also ridiculous. So I'm just having him sit in the camp, and I'm being like, wow, I really hope one day he's able to actually fucking Digivolve.
Yeah.
I got a Digiline message from my mother. She says, seems I can take a break from work in a month or so I'll come back to Japan. And I didn't have the option to say, no, don't. It is literally the apocalypse over here. There's monsters roaming the street, and some of them want to kill all humans.
Yeah.
Bad idea. Please don't.
Speaking about choices reminded me of one ludonarrative thing that I really, really liked. So all game they have been using the "but thou must" text boxes as a joke, basically, where Totina will just say something over 3 lines, and you can choose between those 3 lines for some reason. So when she's like brain absorbed into the kids or whatever, she has one of those, and it's some fucked up like in a trance sort of thing of like this is wonderful and this is the future and I want the future to go forever. I want the present to stop so the future can go forever, or some crazy shit like that. And so it's like you can't make her stop because she's mind controlled. And so it's like the "but thou must" is like, oh no, she's a part of this now. And I thought it was a very cool use of that.
It is very good, yeah.
The shit with the old man and Pete was so stupid, but it made me emotional because
Yeah.
cats.
Okay, it made me emotional because cats, but also, again, and not like maliciously, just a building company that when you hear the history of the building that this game is set in, and it's just like the worst construction job ever done.
Yeah.
They didn't have blueprints
until like 20 years after they started.
They cast Amontillado to cat on accident.
With like the world's first supercomputer. Like, yes, the cat is tragic because cats, but also like it seems historically relevant to keep track of this and not be like, what's behind that door? I don't know. Brick it up. Open up a coffee shop. It's fine. I like this game. Its localization is early PS1 ass localization, but I love it so much. I'm having a blast. I can't wait until we get to the next one because it doesn't have errata in it. Then I can enjoy every bit of it.
I look forward to playing that one with the mod that makes it so I can play as Rena.
But that will do it for this week. If you like what you heard today, you can head on over to www.rpgbook.club, where any and all donations help us offset the cost of running the show. If you decide to donate $1 or more a month, you'll become one of our gadabouts and also get access to our bonus feed, filled with after shows for every episode, as well as bonus seasons of the show, such as Tales of Podcastia and the Escape Pod. If you up your donation to $5 or more each month, you can become one of our warriors and get your name read at the end of every episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to Dragonslayer19, Freddie Rodriguez, and J4 Prime. And then if you really, really love us and you want to be a luminary, you can donate $20 or more a month and get a short one-sentence shout-out or advert read at the end of every episode, a little like this. Shoutouts to El Tantavi, who wants you to check out Aftermath.site, a worker-owned reader-supported news site covering video games, the internet, and the cultures that surround them. Shoutouts to Kale Jonas, who says to check out Podcasters Assemble. It's a documentary-styled, crowdsourced movie hype and rewatch podcast. Every season, podcasters from around the world are assembled to review, reminisce, and riff on a popular franchise. And then shoutouts to Vimk, who says, the last time, she jammed me in the lift. The time before that, she turned off the heating and I got frostbite in 3 toes. The time before that, she poisoned my food and had me crapping blood for a month. Need I go on? And then shoutouts to It's Claire Time, who says, for you TTRPG nerds, check out Fabula Ultima. I'm not affiliated with the game, I just think it's neat. For RPG Book Club, I've been Sam.
I'm Bernard.
And I'm Trish.
Toodaloo, folks.
Bye-bye.